When getting started with your GoRout system, it's important to have a general understanding of the layout of our app. You'll see here we have our Games tab, Offensive tab, and Defensive tab. This is where you're going to be for the majority of your time when you're calling your pitches and plays on defense. You can see here each little bucket is broken down by a separate pitch grouping. And then if I click within that grouping, you'll see a drop down of all the pitches that I have within that pitch group. In order to get started, we'll want to add a new game. You do this by clicking the plus button here in the top right-hand corner, add new game, and you can title it whatever you'd like. Go ahead and select the date. You can either use the day's date that you created or the date of your game. It doesn't matter. Hit save, and we'll see the game pop up there in the Games tab. Once we've added a new game, now we can go in and start entering in our pitch calls, pitch groups, and offensive plays. I'll start by showing you the pitch groups. You'll see here my pitch groups are already laid out. In order to add a new pitch group, hit the plus button, add pitch group. We'll call this pitcher C. I can color code it here as well. I'm going to label this one purple. You'll see pitcher C pop up down here at the bottom. Now, it's important to note, you can either lay this out by pitch type. As you can see, I have here fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, or I've seen teams do it by pitcher as well. So if you have a specific pitcher that has a certain arsenal or a grouping of pitchers that throw the same pitches, you can simply put all of their pitches into one bucket. So that way you're not having to click in and out of a bucket anytime you want to call a different pitch. For now, we'll stick with editing that pitcher C bucket that we just created. You can see here there's 0 pitches within this bucket. How I add a pitch is I click into the bucket first. You'll see no pitches are found. Now I go back and you're seeing it's prompting me to add a new pitch here. So we'll go fastball, slider, changeup. You can see I'm color coding these and they're popping up accordingly within pitcher C's bucket. It's important to note that you have no limit to what you can call these pitches. The only limit you can have is 40 characters. So you can build this out completely to be your terminology, whatever you'd like. If you even want to add specific notes in there, such as breathe, you can do that as well. Again, your only limit is 40 characters. The process remains the same for adding plays to your offensive tab as well. You do this simply just by clicking the plus button here in the top right-hand corner, and you could add whatever offensive plays you'd like. Again, just like the pitch calls, there's no limit to what you want to call these. The only limit that you have is 40 characters. Once you have all of your information entered in, which is what we recommend before reordering, I'll show you how to organize things the way that you want them to be. So now we're back in pitcher C's bucket here. If I want to reorder his pitch calls, I will just double click. You'll see 2 lines pop up here on the left-hand side. That's how you know you're in edit mode. Now you can just hold, drag, and reorder the pitches in whichever way that makes the most sense for you. Once you have them where you'd like, you just double click again. You'll see the baseball or softball pop up here on the left-hand side. That's how you know you're locked in. Same goes for the offensive tab as well. Double click, hold, drag, and reorder. And this is a universal feature across all 3 tabs on our app. One more important feature to mention before getting started is the hot list. You can see it's shown here by this little fire icon on both your defensive and your offensive tab. This is meant for any plays that you would like to get to quickly and in a timely manner, rather than clicking in and out of different buckets. You'll see here on my defensive tab, I have some pick plays, some bunt coverages, and some first and third plays in there. I also have these broken down into buckets, you'll see here, but rather than having to click in and out of buckets, I can simply just be in pitcher A's bucket here. And if I want to put on a hot call, it's as simple as just clicking the hot list button, you'll see my plays come up, and then I can just go right back in to call in my pitches. Again, this is available both on the offensive and defensive tab, and they operate separately from each other. So you can put different things in for different situations. How you add a call to your hot list. If it's a new call, you'll see this little check box here. You click the check mark, it'll automatically show up in your hot list. If it's a current call that you'd like to add to your hot list, let's just say we wanted to add this FB8 to our hot list. Hold, drag, swipe over. It'll prompt you to either delete or edit this pitch. If I hit edit, now if I just want to add it to my hot list, I'll click this checkbox, save, and you'll see it pop up there in your hot list. If you want to reorganize your hot list, it's the same way as reorganizing your offensive plays or pitches. Double click, 2 lines pop up. Now it's just a hold, drag, and you can reorder your hot list in any way you like as well. Now that we've entered in all of our information, it's time to see how the system works in its simplest form. So if I go back to my Games tab, you'll see the watches are on and active, but it's saying no active game. As soon as I toggle a game on, watches will vibrate, wake up. You'll see the position select screen come up. Here you have the opportunity to toggle back and forth between light and dark mode, and also select your position. So for this example, I'm just going to select pitcher and catcher. Now you'll see the watches are waiting for a play. I can go back over to my defensive tab. Let's say pitcher C is pitching. I want to move them up to the top. Got them placed there, double click to lock it back in. And now I go in to their bucket. Pitches. For whatever reason you want to put on a pick play or something out of your hot list, pop that open. It's the same thing here in the offensive tab. If for whatever reason you ever wanted to get back to this position select screen on the watch, it's a simple just long hold on the front button, and you'll see it'll prompt me to go back to this position select screen, and I can change my position at any time. It's also important to note, whenever you are done using the devices for that day, we recommend turning off the active game, prompt the watches to show game has ended, and they will just simply sit there idle and say no active game until another game is turned on. Now that we have a basic understanding of how the system works, I'll show you how to take full advantage of the capabilities of the system with the opponent lineup feature. You'll see here, if I click into a game and click manage lineup, these are some opponent hitters that I have loaded in here. To add a new hitter, simply just click the plus button, add number, name, hit save. You'll see them pop up down here at the bottom. Again, just like reorganizing your pitches or plays, if you need to reorder the lineup here, just to double click, hold, drag, and reorder. Once we've entered in some hitters, now we can click into them specifically, and you'll see the breakdown of the lineup messaging. This all message is going to go to every player on the field wearing a watch, and then you'll see it broken down by position. That's where the position select screen comes into play. These notes are going to go to that position specifically. Again, just like your pitch calls, no limit to what you want to put in here. The only limit that you have is 40 characters. I've also seen teams use this feature for specific positioning notes, such as just creating a no doubles note. You'll see the all message, no doubles, and then we can break it down by first base, third base, outfielders, whatever your positioning you'd like them in that no doubles defense. Now I'll show how this works when calling your game and calling your pitches. So I go back over to my Games tab. For this example, I'm going to select first base, third base, and let's go right field. Now we're waiting for our play. You'll see the lineup tab is down here at the bottom, highlighted in blue. I'll need to go in and select a specific hitter. Once they're selected, now I go in and start calling my pitch. You'll see every player is going to get the pitch call, all message that was preloaded for that specific hitter. And now you see the position specific shift note for this hitter. Anytime you call a pitch, are going to be tied to that specific hitter. If you wanted to do it for just a simple defensive shift, let's say no doubles, you'll see that all message that we created is no doubles, and now each player is getting the shift note for that situation. This is all going to remain the same until you deselect this hitter. I showed you. As I mentioned earlier, whenever you're done using the system for the day, you'll want to toggle back over to the Games tab and toggle the game off. Now you know the game has ended and you're ready to store your watches and charge them up for your next use.